Puerto Rico, my heart's devotion. Oh, never mind.
Hello and welcome to the Gamers Table. It's Monday. And we are reviewing Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, it's the game that started it all for
Us.
Us, yes. We overplayed it so much.
And we're into like 40-something reviews before we finally do the game that started us
that
playing
started
games.
us, yeah, exactly. Well, there was actually another, but we didn't play that together. We played Puerto Rico together early on. This is what got us into real board gaming.
It's a very deep game, and for the amount of time it takes to play, it flows very well. The game is played over several rounds. In each round, each player chooses one of the 7 different roles and thereby offers all players in clockwise order the action associated with that role. So for example, with the settler, players can play new plantations on which, with the help of craftsmen, players can produce goods. Players can then sell these goods to the trading house with the trader or with the captain, ship them to the old world. With the money earned from such sales, the players with the builder may build buildings in the city,
You realize
and
you
so
have
on.
Compono vision.
The player who best manages the changing roles with their associated actions and special privileges will achieve the greatest prosperity and the highest respect, and thereby win the game.
The game is excellent. It's solid. It's, I wouldn't call it dry. It's not a dry game, but it's not terribly exciting either. But it is very involved. It's not too difficult to learn how to play.
It's one of those games where you pick a role and everyone follows along in the action and stuff. So it's one of those games you try to watch to see what your opponents need to do, and they say, okay, I don't need to pick that role because they'll pick it for me.
You want to pick the role that's best for you and gives everybody else the least amount of options.
Yeah, I love the fact that you're not waiting a long time for people to make their turn. Like, usually they pick a role, they do their little thing, and it moves on. That person does their little thing. It moves around the table till everyone either does or doesn't do whatever they want to, and then it moves on to the next role. One of those games you look around the table, you want to pick a role that benefits you the most or benefits everyone else the least amount.
You all have your own player board with your
Or
fields
benefits.
and your city where you can build buildings that are going to help you produce your goods and earn extra gold when you ship and get ships and stuff like that. There are several different jobs you can choose from, and when you choose that job, starting with the guy who gets to be the governor, all right, you choose the job now, and then you all will do it, and then we will choose the next one, and then we will all do that. Oh God, there's a bomb in the... Sorry.
Corn, indigo, sugar,
Corn. I missed
tobacco.
corn.
Corn, you just need to put a guy on it and it produces. The indigo and sugar and everything else, you need factories to refine those things.
As we said at the beginning of the show, this was the first game. Like, before this game, we didn't know what a Euro was. This was our first Euro game. Before that, we played Paul Economy or Monopoly or Battleship or something along those lines where you roll and move. This game, everyone is involved almost constantly. There is like next to no downtime in this game, which is, I think, the huge plus.
Yeah, because everybody takes a turn, and on their turn, everybody's still doing something.
Like, yeah, everyone does a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's very little chance in that. There's a bit of you can really mess around with the other players by taking the role before they get the chance to grab the role. It's subtle player interaction. It's not so much in your face, but it's very balanced. There's a bunch of different strategies to go about winning the game. Like, the 2 for sure that I know of is just by massively shipping off your goods for victory points, and there's also just building your way to victory points, with buildings all being worth victory points at the end of the game as well.
One of your options is not taken, say mayor, nobody picks it that turn. A coin will go on it for whoever picks it next round. So that's one way of getting your money.
I
Doubloons.
really enjoy this game because there's no just random chance in the game, other than start of the game, whether you start with indigo or corn, which can sometimes change your strategy. But for the most part,
It's kind of hard to have a strategy
you're just
before you
dealing
even
with
get into
people.
the game, though. Yeah.
Well, if you start with corn, then just shipping to the captain is usually pretty good because you don't need an actual processing plant for corn. You just produce the corn, you could ship it right away.
And you can tie up a boat and annoy everybody else with your stupid corn.
Yes.
You're typical Euro, so almost all the counters are little wooden counters.
Little pieces.
And there's some, but they did make the monies actual out of pieces. Yeah, this game
Out of pieces.
out of pieces.
Out of
Made the
pieces.
money out of
Pieces.
pieces. Ryan, what's you making me read all this? Oh well, looks pretty coherent though. Good grammar. Greetings, guys. I've got to say your reviews have really grown on me over the last few episodes, and I give you huge props for continuing to regularly produce content. I had a thought as I watched your asteroids review that made me think of an opportunity that you could watch that. Expand on without bogging down your reviews. With every episode, after each of I gotta bring this a little bit closer. After each of you give your score of the game, you present the score that Board Game Geek has given the game. In the asteroids review, you all gave the game a 9, but Board Game Geek gave the game a 7.6. I immediately wondered what caused Board Game Geek to land on that score and why there was such a difference. What were the potential faults that Board Game Geek highlighted? It made me think of a now, albeit brief, segment of your show.
There's haters on Board Game Geek who will just give it a 1 and not give any comment.
Yeah.
I suggest when you look at a game that you're interested in, yes, the rating is a somewhat of a guide, but actually go to the ratings and see the comments beside. If a person gave it a 1 and has absolutely no comment, ignore the 1.
Mm-hmm.
I always look at the top and the bottom of the ratings and see the comments and then judge from there.
Read the comments because some people, it might not just be their type of game. There might not be their game style that they enjoy or something like that. Some people like pure strategy. Others like something a little more fun and wacky.
Some people don't like tile placing games.
So
I don't know who.
They might have had a bad night or something like that and just lost the game and said, I don't get it, and they just give it a 1. You don't want to read what they say. Look at the top and bottom, like you said, the 10s and 1s, and see what the comments were. There's no comments, don't even
Games
bother.
are like music. Not everyone likes the same type of music.
That's
Not
just an
everyone likes
average,
the same type of
overall
game.
average. So,
I think the rest of it, I think we pretty much covered.
there are
stop there.
Yeah, there are people who just say, "Oh, this game's not that good. I'm just going to give it a 1 to knock it down a couple notches
And
because my favorite game's only leveled at 2. I want to bump it up," type of thing. You know.
I remember our inaugural review was Castle Ravenloft. There were guys who had given Castle Ravenloft scores, ratings on Board Game Geek before the game came out. They're saying this game is a 10. You haven't even seen it yet.
yeah, you haven't
But
played it or
at
anything.
the same time, a lot of people look at Board Game Geek. They look at the ratings. If it's not a 7 or above, people aren't even going to give that game a second thought, which is not really fair because there's a lot of really good games that aren't at that mark. But there's a lot of people who just want to give it a 10 just because, you know, they have a stake in the game. They want to see the game sell well.
Which is one of the reasons why we do these shows with 3 differing opinions. Sometimes there's a game that one of us or 2 of us really like and the other ones don't, and you get to see different opinions about why the game is good or why the game's not, which is why we generally have different scores than Board Game Geek.
And we try to be a little bit fair too. Like obviously, when we reviewed Mystery Date, we actually gave it a fairly good rating. For us, if that game was geared toward us, it would obviously be a lot lower. But the game is obviously geared towards young girls, so we try to gauge it on that. You know, it's a girl. It's not a game for 30-year-old plus guys.
Yeah, you can't review everything based
Plus.
on, was this Twilight Imperium? Was this Arkham Horror? Was this Battlestar Galactica? If not, it sucks.
No,
You can't do that. You have to look at each game separately.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is what we do. This is an expansion for the Railways series from Griffin Games called Railways Through Time. We don't have the base game, so we can't really explain to you exactly how to play, but we can show you what comes in this expansion, and you can, I mean, if you have the game, you get some sort of idea.
Yeah,
The biggest thing comes
And
with it
we
is
played this once.
a huge number of boards.
Not me.
Yes. You have.
So, Ancient Egypt, Ancient Greece, the Medieval Era.
The Napoleon,
Oh, Ken, do it!
Yo, West!
the Industrial Age.
The future.
Here we go in the future. Come with me if you want to live.
Ooga, the Stone Age.
Ooga.
Good game. Oh, wrong one.
Don't throw it. Is that
And
the only one?
here is your
New track board.
track board for how much money you get.
I don't believe I've ever played this.
Yes,
And-
you have.
Oh,
at
yeah,
your
I
chats.
recognize the track now. Yeah, okay.
Yes, when I tell you you played it, you gotta believe me.
Shut up.
Okay, so there's also a bunch of new cards for new eras and.
But we don't
things
have it.
happen.
Was your brother got it?
No, Chad's
Chad
got it.
Chaz got it?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. He's got
Oh,
the-
smoking
We
crack.
haven't played it, though.
Hey, Chad, guess what you're getting?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of cards that come with it and the new scoreboard. And basically what this is allows you to take your railway into the past or into the future into any of these particular areas and deliver goods there and bring them back. And I guess it enhances the base Railways game. So if you're looking for an enhancement to the Railways game, this is a pretty good expansion. It's a nice sized box and like I said, a lot of new boards coming with it.
Yes.
And new instructions there.
I mean, we can't begin to explain exactly how the game works. Like, Ken and I have played it once. It's a lot. It's similar to a lot of the railway
Unfortunately,
games, like
I don't remember it.
Age of Steam and
Steam
Railways. There's lots
Yeah,
of
so there it is. This
different train games.
It's the expansion for any of these railways of Europe, railways of the Western U.S.,
Yeah.
railways of England. This is Railways Through Time that adds to that. And the edition is just one page. There's not a lot of new stuff you need to learn.
Really?
Yeah. So if you already
Wow,
have the
yeah.
Railways games and you're looking to expand your stuff a little bit, this would probably be a good thing to pick up. Wrapping up for Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta give Puerto Rico a 10. Like, it is my personal game. Like, it's my first Euro game. Other than the theme really not meaning a whole lot, which is pretty much true with any Euro. But I have to give it a 10 because it is the game.
Even if the settings kind of tacked on or the theme tacked on, it still helps to give it some flavor and that, you know.
It was less tacked on than some that I could mention. I'll give Puerto Rico an 8. Just because, you know, it's a worker placement and making goods and shipping them type game, and they can have their downfalls. To me,
Puerto Rico, I remember I gave that a 9.5, and for good reason, because it is a very solid game. The only reason I'm going to give it a 0.5 off is because it doesn't quite have that. It's not exciting or anything like that. It's a good strategy game and everything like that. It's worker placement, resource management and everything like that. I'm not always the best, but I'm not knocking it for me not being the best at it. It's just like the theme is just tacked on, and it's not terribly exciting, but it's still good, solid fun. So 9.5.
so that's it for another episode of the Gamers Table. Tune in next week for another game review by the same three guys who
Yeah, I brought you all the other
have
Gamers
come
Table
a
episodes.
long way. See you next time.
Bye bye. Okay, I don't know if you heard all that, but I was having trouble remembering the scores I get because we always do the close-ups after our collective review. So I'm pretty sure Puerto Rico. I remember I gave that a 9.5.
I'll give Puerto Rico. We're running another contest at the Gamers Table.
I still got my green shirt on.
That's okay, your head's gonna floating around the air. So, what we want you to do for this contest is really simple. You don't have to make a video of yelling cave troll or anything like that. What you need to do...
Cave troll!
I didn't know.
That's still fun.
They told me.
What you need to do is watch episodes of the Gamers Table, find your favorite Gamers Table moment, send us an email at thegamerstable@hotmail.com saying what episode it was, then the time frame, like give me an idea if it was like at 3 minutes and 45 seconds, something like that, so I can find the thing you're referring to, and that's it. We will put all the names of all the people who send something into a big drum and draw one winner, and the winner will get a game signed by the guys from the Gamers Table. We'll give you a choice of 3 or 4 games that we could possibly let you have, and you can pick one.
They're not taking Galactic away from me.
No, we're not gonna take, idiot, we're not gonna take games out of your collection.
You realize that was just a joke.
I know.
So,
Just like you.
Smack you, Baldy.
So enter the contest. Enter, well, once. Pick your best Gamers Table moment. And we will have a show, and we will show the top 10 most voted for by people Gamers Table moments, or a random 10 if no episode gets more than one vote ever.
Yeah, right. Everybody have a
We'll also
One
show
more.
you our favorite moments from the Gamers Table. So watch the episodes and find your favorite moments. Send an email and let us know which one it was. And keep sending in the emails asking us to review more games and your comments about the shows and questions. We love hearing from you.